guys! So today I'm back with another book haul. I really enjoy doing these. These are some of my favourite videos to film. I used to do them every other month, but I'm pretty sure I did one in June. Basically, whenever I'm sad and I'm going to work and I really need that pep me up, I really struggle sometimes to actually, with my mental health, to get out of the house and go to work and fight my anxiety. And one of the things that helps is basically being like, treat yourself. So I walk past a charity bookshop and if I'm feeling really rubbish, I say to myself, okay, get through the shift and on the way home you can buy a couple of books. So that's what I was doing this month. I was searching for a new job and sometimes I just found it really demoralising. It was getting me down. I had a bit of a tough mental health time about halfway through the month. So basically I bought lots of books and I'm going to talk to you about them today. So first up is something that I actually have been eyeing up in Waterstones for a while, or W.H. Smith, whatever. So it's Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham, aka the mum in Gilmore Girls. And it says from Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls and everything in between. So it says, in Talking as Fast as I Can, Lauren Graham hits pause for a moment and looks back on her life, sharing laugh-out-loud stories about growing up, starting out as an actress, and years later sitting in her trailer on the Parenthood set and asking herself, did you, make it? She opens up about challenges of being single in Hollywood, the time she was asked to audition her butt for a role, and her experience being a judge on Project Runway. So I'm really excited. I love Gilmore Girls. I haven't watched it in years. I didn't watch the new ones on Netflix, but I'm gonna catch up on everything and rewatch it. So I'm really excited to see what Lauren Graham has to say for herself. I don't ever read autobiographies at all, or biographies or anything like that. They're just not my thing. So this is gonna be the first I've probably read ever. Maybe, definitely at least in about 6 or 7 years. Next up is another thing that I really want to read. I want to read Zadie Smith so badly. I just don't own any of her books, or didn't until now. So this is NW, I assume that's how you say it. And it says, Zadie Smith's brilliant tragicomic NW follows 4 Londoners, Leah, Natalie, Felix and Nathan, after they've left their childhood council estate, grown up and moved on to different lives. From private houses to public parks, at work and at play, their city is brutal, beautiful and complicated. Yet after a chance encounter, they each find that the choices they've made, the people they once were and are now, can suddenly, rapidly unravel. A portrait of modern urban life, NW is funny, sad and urgent. So I really want to read more kind of not less mainstream authors, because I really think that Zadie Smith is definitely a mainstream author, but less white cis male authors basically, or white cis female authors. I want to read more mixed race authors, or more people of colour, women of colour, more feminist authors, more trans authors, anything. And I want to read more books that aren't from England or America, that are from, I don't know, Germany or South America or anything. I really want to read more of them. So yeah, this is a start. Next up is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. She wrote Eleanor and Park and Fangirl, which was on the Zoella Book Club last year. And it says, it's 1999 and the internet is still a novelty. At a newspaper office, 2 colleagues, Beth and Jennifer, email back and forth, discussing their lives in hilarious detail, from love troubles to family dramas. And Lincoln, a shy IT guy responsible for monitoring emails, spends his hours reading every exchange. At first their emails offer a welcome diversion, but the more he reads, the more he finds himself falling for one of them. By the time Lincoln realises just how head over heels he is, it's too late to introduce himself. So yeah, this is very exciting. I really like the design of the cover of this as well. And then, yeah, as I said, I want to read more authors from all over the world. So I've got Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. This is, I think it's on the list of 1001 books that you ought to read before you die. You guys probably know, if you've read my other book hauls, that that's something that I actually wrote out to procrastinate doing actually important things, and I really want to read as many books on it as I can. So it says, Florentino Ariza is a hopeless romantic who falls passionately for the beautiful Fermina Daza, but he finds his love tragically rejected. Instead, Fermina marries a distinguished doctor, while Florentino can only wait silently for her. He can never forget his first and only true love. Then, 51 years, 9 months and 4 days later, Fermino's husband dies unexpectedly. At last, Florentino has another chance to declare his feelings and discover if a passion that has endured for half a century will remain unrequited in a rich, fantastical and humane celebration of love in all its many forms. And it was winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature, so a really important book. Next is something completely different. I really want to read a lot more young adult novels as well. I feel like when I was a young adult I loved them. I've started reading a few recently, and the Attachments is one as well. So this just looks like a really light, easy read that'll be quite fun. It's called Trouble. Hannah is smart and funny. She's also 15 and pregnant. Aaron is the new boy at school. He doesn't want to attract attention. So why does Aaron offer to be the pretend dad to Hannah's unborn baby? Obviously this is talking about teenage pregnancy, which is a really important topic because it does happen, as much as people don't want it to happen, or it can be a really scary time for people. So yeah, definitely something that needs to be talked about, and I'm excited to see how they kind of handle the topic. This one is Brave New World by, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Aldous Huxley. This again is on the 1001 list of books that you ought to read before you die. It's something that I've heard about a lot, and it says, far in the future, the world controllers have created the ideal society. Through clever use of genetic engineering, brainwashing and recreational sex and drugs, all its members are happy consumers. Bernard Marx seems alone, harbouring an ill-defined longing to break free. A visit to one of the few remaining savage reservations where the old imperfect life still continues may be the cure for his distress. So I've heard that basically if you like 1984, which I haven't read and I'm really annoyed at myself for not reading, you definitely should read this. And obviously I imagine that Bernard Marx is not a coincidence that he's used the name Marx in it, because Marx obviously wanted to break free from his own regime and wrote his Communist Manifesto. So this is a book that I've heard loads about. It's an adult novel, it's a fiction. It's The Missing by C.L. Taylor. It's a thriller, and I think she wrote, maybe this is the famous one, but she wrote like The Lie as well. It says, you love your family, they make you feel safe, you trust them, but should you? When 15-year-old Billy Wilkinson goes missing in the middle of the night, his mother Claire is distraught, blaming herself. That she's not the only one. There isn't a single member of Billy's family who doesn't feel guilty. But the Wilkinsons are so used to keeping secrets from one another that it isn't until 6 months later, when an appeal for information goes horribly wrong, that the terrifying truth begins to surface. Claire is sure of two things. Billy is still alive, and her family had nothing to do with his disappearance. A mother's instinct is never wrong. Or is it? Yeah, I'm quite excited. I haven't read a thriller in like a couple of months, so, and I love them. I only got into them recently, but they are good. This is According to Yes by Dawn French. I love Dawn French. I think she's really funny. I thought this was going to be kind of like a memoir, but it's not. It's actually a fiction book that she's written, and I really, really hope her kind of like personality and her humour comes across in it really well. So it says, Manhattan's wealthy Upper East Side has its own rigid code of behaviour, one strictly adhered to by the Wilder Bingham family. Emotional displays? Unacceptable. Unruly behaviour? Definitely not welcome. Fun? No thanks. So when Rosie Kitto, an eccentric primary school teacher from England, bounces into this fortress of restraint with a heart as big as the city, the family quickly discovers that she hasn't read the rule book. After a lifetime of saying no, what happens when everybody starts saying yes? So yeah, I'm really, really hoping this is a funny read, because it kind of sounds like it might be like Gossip Girl, but with a lot more humour, and I love Gossip Girl, so. I've actually got another book by Rainbow Rowell, so this is Eleanor and Park. I mentioned Fangirl earlier, which I've read. I got it on my Kindle. Obviously she's a young adult author. I found Fangirl really interesting. And it says, Eleanor is the new girl in town, and with her chaotic family life, her mismatched clothes, and unruly red hair, she couldn't stick out more if she tried. Park is the boy at the back of the bus. Black t-shirts, headphones, head in a book. He thinks he's made himself invisible. But not to Eleanor. Never to Eleanor. Slowly, steadily, through late-night conversations and an ever-growing stack of mixtapes, Eleanor and Park fall for each other. They fall in love the way you do the first time, when you're young and you feel as if you have nothing and everything to lose. So yeah, that's going to be really good. Sorry I keep sniffing. I'm like, not allergic to my rabbit, but when he's molting and all his hair comes out, it just makes me sneeze and sniff and it's horrible. Yeah, I picked up The Long Valley by John Steinbeck. I'm a massive Steinbeck fan. I've obviously read Of Mice and Men. I didn't study it at school, but I've read The Grapes of Wrath, and I've read another one that I can't remember. But I really enjoyed his work. He's kind of like one of the main authors in the American literature canon, in my opinion. So it says, it's these short stories, written over several years and first published in 1938, are set in Steinbeck's birthplace in California, a land of farms, ranches, sunny hills and distant mountains. So I haven't ever read any short stories by Steinbeck, but I feel like he's got a running theme, basically the death of the American dream is his kind of running theme. The Grapes of Wrath I found so depressing to read and so long, and it just kind of kept hitting you with waves of misery. So I'm kind of glad that it's short stories. And then I've got a couple of young adult books to finish off. So this is All Fall Down by Ali Carter. I just thought it looked fun, it was bold, and it says, Grace is absolutely certain of 3 things. She isn't crazy. Her mother was murdered. Someday she's going to find the man with the scar, and then she is going to make him pay. So this is going to be kind of like a thriller, but a young adult thriller, so this should be quite exciting. And then I picked up The Maze Runner by James Dashner. There's 3 or 4 books in the series, and yeah, I'm basically excited to see if it's any good and if I will want to watch the film after. And that is my book haul. I feel like I've got a nice collection of things. Obviously, I know I said I want to read less white, straight, cis authors, and then there's loads of them, but I feel like it's overwhelmingly there. I've got a lot of literature by authors all over the world that I want to get through. I feel like a lot of young adult literature that's popular is written by white authors in the UK, which is unfortunate and annoying, but I'm going to do my best to read as many kind of people of colour and their books. So yeah, I'm really excited to kind of get through some of these. As always, please give this a like if you enjoyed it. I will probably be back in 2 months, I reckon, with another book haul, because starting a new job, money's going to be a bit tighter and I probably won't have as much time. I won't be walking past the little charity shop every day. But yeah, it'll either be 1 month or 2 months. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!